For the past year, I have been creatively and mentally unmotivated. So today, I have decided to try to make something that will hopefully inspire me again. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Phoenix Stitchery. And if you have never seen me before, welcome. So this is going to be a very simple tutorial. It's going to be very easy, beginner friendly. And today I'm going to use faux leather, but really and truly you could use any material you want. I just happen to have faux leather I got from the bag box from my local fabric store. For the pattern, you are going to freehand this shape and then split it into a top and a bottom piece, like how you see I have on the screen. This is the faux leather material that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the faux leather material like this, and on the fold, which is this thing right here, on the fold I'm going to be cutting out two pattern pieces of this part. For the straps of my bag, I'm going to be using this canvas material and this pattern piece, which I will be cutting 4 of them out. So we need 4 of this pattern piece. We are not cutting this one on a fold, so it will be 4 individual pieces. You should now have 6 pieces that look like this. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to connect one side of our faux leather piece with one side of our strap piece, and we are going to sew it along here. So we're going to put it right sides together like this. I am using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so you could do so as well. So this is what it looks like, and if you realize, I have actually made quite a mistake. When sewing on a diagonal, you never want to have it exact like this. You always want to offset it a little bit. So I should have started sewing it right here, but I didn't, and that's fine. The next thing we're going to do is I could top stitch it here, but since I want to keep this tutorial quite simple, I am not going to do that. We are going to now cut out the lining. So we're just going to use this bag pattern to cut out the lining. You should now have your 2 lining pieces again cut on a fold. With that, we can now start assembling our bag, sewing on the side seams, right sides together, the 2 parts of our bag. We also want to make sure that we line up these seams as perfectly as we can, but again, nothing is perfect. So as best we can, I think, is the right thing to say. Great, so this is what it should look like, all sewn up. What we're going to do now is for our bag to lie flat and proper, we are going to put some snips with our scissors, not too deep, around these curved edges. It should look something like this. We are now going to repeat that process, but with our lining material. When sewing the lining, however, you do want to leave out a seam at the bottom, probably around 2.5 to 3 inches wide. What we are going to do now is we are going to sew our bag and the lining together. So we leave our lining inside out with the seams facing here. Remember to leave that gap. Do not forget, so you could be able to push your hands through it. And your bag will be right side, like this. So you will stuff the bag inside the lining, just as you see I have it here, and you will just line up all the seams together and sew along all these seams. We now have our bag sewn together, except this little part where we are going to be pulling the bag through. On these edges, remember, just as we did on the bottom, make a few slits with your scissors, here and here as well, all around there. So we're going to pull it out through this hole in the bottom. This is a bit tricky, but a little patience goes a long way, trust me. Now that we have our bag turned out, we are going to hem the hole on the inside. So we are going to pull out our lining from the inside of the bag, and then we'll have this hole left. We are going to sew it this way, fold these in and sew across. So fold this, and sew across. I did it in black so that you'll be able to see it better. So basically this is what we're looking for. And then just turn your bag, put the lining back inside, and you'll have a finished bag. This is the final bag. For the strap, all you have to do is just tie it off. Although I did learn my lesson that canvas is really thick and therefore really hard to tie into a knot. So I think the next time I make this bag, I may use black silk just to complement it. But this is what it looks like. I couldn't help myself. I did top stitch. I just find it gives it a cleaner look, but you don't need to do that. So final thoughts on this project. This bag was super quick and easy to make, taking me only about 30 minutes. And as I said in the video, the canvas fabric was a bit tough to use. So the next time I make this bag, I will use a softer material, probably like silk, satin, or cotton. And I will also make the straps a bit longer so that it will have a nice design when tied. But all in all, it was a great project. It did inspire me a bit. It did bring back a little bit of a spark. So if you, like me, are looking for creative inspiration and want to learn more about sewing and easy sewing tutorials, you could follow me and we could be on this journey together. See you in my next video.